So, good afternoon again to all of you. My name is Levin Caryaga, your co-host for today's event, and we are now in the fourth day of our webinar series, and we will be and the topic of our webinar series is mechanical engineering students on the job training gearing up for the real world workplace. With our first topic for today in partnership with Autodesk Community Philippines Master Part Modeling in AutoCAD. Our speaker for today's with the topic of the master part modeling in AutoCAD. With our speaker for today's event is an aspiring mechanical design engineer. He is a fourth-year mechanical engineering student at the University of Batangas. He is a member of the board of directors of the JPSM University of Batangas chapter, where he serves as one of the representatives of all the mechanical engineering students under his year level. He believes that an expert was once a novice, and it is this concept that drives him to cherish modest milestones and appreciate every small steps. May I now call in Mr. Charles Luis Trinidad. Let's give him a virtual round of applause.
Thank you for that thank you for that introduction, Levan. Good afternoon everyone to all the viewers now. Uh it is my pleasure being here.
Hi, Charles.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, let's start.
Okay, ma'am. Shall we begin? Okay. I guess everyone is ready. Good day, future engineers. I am your speaker for the webinar Introduction to Master Part Modeling in AutoCAD. I am Charlie Luis Trinidad, an Autodesk student ambassador and a trainee at MechaniWeb. You can follow me on my LinkedIn account right there. So before we start on the course, we'll start on the question, what is AutoCAD? AutoCAD is a powerful design and drafting software used to create precise 2D and 3D designs. AutoCAD is the most well-known computer-aided design application, and the full version of the AutoCAD supports 2D and 3D design, allowing for the creation of 2D drawings, plans, and 3D drawings. The AutoCAD supports many output formats, so your designs and models can be exported and imported into other applications in the design workflow, so you can print your designs if required. So to all aspiring design engineer, please do take advantage of the AutoCAD, the world's leader in computer-aided design software, and learn everything you need to know to get started. So what you should know before we start this particular course. This course, Master Part Modeling, contains a set of isometric drawings, which all of you can use to learn basics and intermediate 3D part models in AutoCAD. So before you take this course, you should have a basic understanding of technical drawing concepts, especially in computer-aided design. You should be comfortable in drafting in AutoCAD. Also, you should know how to navigate in three-dimensional space in AutoCAD. And the last one is you should also know the essential features of the AutoCAD in 3D modeling. Before we get started to jump on the course, let's have a quick view in the new interface of the AutoCAD 2022. Now, if you're using an older version of the AutoCAD, you may notice that the interface is different. I'm just going to give you an idea of the AutoCAD 2022 interface so that you're aware of some of those differences. And one of the big differences you can notice right now is that you can see its very dark setting in the AutoCAD 2022. It is because the Autodesk went to this dark mode a few years back with a newer version of the AutoCAD to reduce the eye strain on an AutoCAD user. You may also notice that the interface and the icons are subtly different in the newer version. So you may notice that the icons are now much cleaner and sharper. Up here top left is the application menu, and we've got the quick access toolbar here. We've also got the ribbon. The ribbon has the tabs, and as you work through those tabs, you'll see all the different commands in the AutoCAD. On the ribbon itself, when we jump across the tabs, we'll see that we have panels. So we got here the modeling panel, the mesh panel, the solid editing panel, the draw panel, the modify panel, and so on. These are all on the Home tab on the ribbon. You will also notice the little triangles here. Those are flyout menus. So on the Draw panel here, if I click this triangle, there's more commands here. And I can pin that open and it stays open. So let's unpin it. We've got here the drawing area. Down here we've got the command line. And here we have the tabs. We're in the model tab at the moment. We've also got here the layout tabs. And we've got the default layout tab too just there. On the bottom right here, we've got the status bar. And you will see here the various icon there. It allows you to control your drafting settings. And by default, we have here the navigation bar and the view cube here as well. We'll be using that view cube later since we'll be working in 3-dimensional space. So I hope that gives you a quick breakdown of the interface of the AutoCAD 2022. Don't worry too much if your interface looks slightly different if you're using an older version of AutoCAD. The layout commands on the panels on the ribbon are really much the same, so no need to worry. The icons may look different, but normally if you go to the appropriate panel, you should be able to find the corresponding command. So I want you to take note of these shortcut keys to navigate in 3-dimensional space in AutoCAD. To 3D orbit, hold your Shift key and wheel button. To pan, just hold your wheel button and drag. To zoom in, just scroll up your wheel button. And to zoom out, scroll down your wheel button. To zoom extents, double click on your wheel button. Now, if you don't have a computer mouse to navigate in the drawing area, you can press wheel in the command line and select nav's wheel. The wheel command displays a wheel that contains a collection of navigation tools. So here we can use zoom, rewind, pan, and orbit. You can also click the full navigation wheel in the navigation bar. So to start up our course, the part modeling in AutoCAD, we need to configure our workspace and set it to 3D modeling. To be able to do that, just click right here on the little gear icon in the status bar and set our workspace in the 3D modeling. You can also change the workspace by hovering your crosshair here in the quick access toolbar, selecting this arrow, and here you can see all the customize that you can add in quick access toolbar. Let's click on the workspace and we can change the workspace here. Let's now begin on learning and welcome to Master Part Modeling in AutoCAD.
Hi everyone, welcome to Introduction to Master Part Modeling in AutoCAD. In this task, we will create the first challenge, which is the part stopper. Let's head over to the view panel from the ribbon and select a view in isometric. We are now in 3D user coordinate system at world coordinates. Let us first change the units in inches. To change the units, head over to application menu, selecting drawing utilities, and select units. The drawing units panel will appear. We will change the type to be in decimal so we can specify the dimension in decimal places. Change the precision in 2 decimal places, and let's change the units in inches. Click OK. Let's begin by grabbing rectangle under draw panel and select rectangle. Left click here and move your crosshair here to create a rectangle. Let's key in 1 for the width and press tab to define the length and key in 1.5. Press enter. Double click on the wheel button to zoom extents. Select line under draw panel and left click on this endpoint. As you can see, we can move the line in different coordinates. To perfectly align this in vertical and horizontal line, press F8 to enable the ortho mode. Hover your crosshair here to create a horizontal line and key in 1 and press enter. Hover again your crosshair here and key in 1.5. Press enter. We are now going to create a triangle shape. So let's press F8 to disable the ortho mode. And hover your crosshair here. Notice that the line is specifying a distance. To define a dimension in degrees, press Tab and let's key in 45 degrees. Press Enter and press Escape. Select line again under Draw Panel and click on this endpoint to this intersection point. Let's trim out the excess line. To do that, head over to Modify Panel and select Trim. Left click on the line that you want to trim and press Escape. Let's create a window selection. To do that, left click here and drag the crosshair over here to select all the objects. Notice that all the objects turn into blue. We will connect all the objects into a single 3D polyline. To do that, select the Join command from the ribbon panel and under the Modify interface, select Join. We will now extrude these shapes. To do that, let's head over to the ribbon and under the modeling interface, select Extrude. Let's first select the rectangle and left click. Let's key in 2.5 and press Enter. Select Extrude again and left click to this triangle and key in 2.5. Press Enter. Press Escape. We are done sketching the base parts. Let's complete the part by extruding the left side. Select line in Draw Panel and click on this endpoint. Hover your crosshair here to create a horizontal line and key in 3. Press Enter. Hover your crosshair here, straight going up, and key in 0.5. Press Enter. Press Escape. Select line in the Draw Panel again, and hover your crosshair here to enable the snap line, and click on the intersecting point in the snap track. Left click, hover your crosshair going upwards, and let's key in 2.5. Press Enter. And connect the line to this endpoint. Press Escape. Selecting line in the Draw Panel once again. Left click this endpoint and connect this line to this endpoint. So we are done in the last part of the sketch. Let's trim out the excess lines by selecting Trim in Modify Panel. Let's trim out this line and this line. Okay, so we're going to select all these lines and convert it into a polyline. Over your crosshair here in the Modify Panel and select Join. We are going to extrude now this sketch, and to do that, select Extrude in the Modeling Panel, left click here on the sketch, and press Enter. Over your crosshair here to connect this extruded part, and left click here to this endpoint. Let's change the view style into Shaded with Edges. Hover your crosshair here and select the view style in Shaded with Edges. To finish the challenge, let's make the 3D parts combine into a solid one. Hover your crosshair here in the ribbon and select the Union command under the Solid Editing. Selecting Union, and select all the objects that you want to be converted into solid. Press Enter. We're now done with the first challenge. We will be doing the second challenge in Master Part Modeling in AutoCAD. Let's begin by changing the units in millimeters. Head over to Application menu, select Drawing Utilities, and select Units. All part models are in 2 decimal places, so always change the precision in 2 decimal places. Select the units to be in millimeters. Click OK. We will begin by grabbing rectangle in our Draw Panel. Left click here and hover your crosshair here to create a rectangle. Let's key in 100 for the width. For defining the length, press Tab and let's key in 130. Press Enter. Let's zoom in by scrolling up your wheel button. we are going to create a midpoint line in the width of this rectangle. Let's grab the line in the draw panel. Left click to this midpoint and hover your crosshair, and let's key in 68.5. Press enter. Press escape. Let's head over to the view cube and select the view to be in top view. We are going to create a parallel line. So let's grab the offset in the modify panel. Let's define the offset distance to be in 20. Press enter. Select the line and hover your crosshair here and left click. Left click again on the line and hover your crosshair here. Left click. Let's create a circle to this endpoint. Grab the circle in the draw panel and left click to this endpoint. Let's define the diameter of the circle. To do that, type in D and press enter. Let's key in 40 and press enter. Let's trim out the lines which are not included to our sketch. Grab the trim command in the modify panel. Select trim. Left click and hold. Drag the crosshair like this to trim out the lines. Press escape. Let's do a 3D orbit by holding your shift key and wheel button. Let's create a window selection to this sketch. Make sure that the window selection is big enough to cover the sketch so all the objects will be highlighted. Left click and drag the crosshair here. And left click. We will join all the objects so it will convert into a polyline. Let's head over to modify panel. And under the modify panel, select join. We will create a fillet to these two corners. Grab the fillet command in the modify panel and select fillet. To define a fillet radius, type in R and press enter. Let's key in 20 and press enter. Select the two lines in this corner. To repeat using fillet again, right click and head over to recent inputs. And as you can see, all the commands that we used earlier is here. Select fillet and type in R to define fillet radius. Press enter. Let's key in 20. Press enter. Select the two lines in this corner. Let's extrude this sketch by grabbing extrude in the modeling panel and select the sketch for the object to be extruded. Press enter. Let's key in 20 and press enter. We will complete the challenge by creating the sketch in the top view. Head over to the view cube and select top. Pan over here. Grab the rectangle in the draw panel. Left click and hover the crosshair here. Let's key in for the width and length to be in 100. Type in 100. Press tab to define the other side. And key in 100. Press enter. Let's create a center point for this rectangle. Grab the line in the modify panel. Left click to this midpoint and connect this line to this midpoint. Grab the circle in the draw panel and left click to this midpoint. Let's define the radius to be in 50 and press enter. Let's trim out the lines which are not included to our sketch. Grab the trim command in the modify panel and trim out the lines. Grab the line in the draw panel and we will create a line in the center point of this semicircle. Left click here and drag the crosshair over here and let's key in 40. Press enter. Hover your crosshair here and let's key in 15. Press enter. Left click here and press escape. We will create the polygon part to this endpoint here. Grab the polygon in the draw panel. Let's key in for the number of sides to be in 6. Press enter. Specify the center of polygon to be in this endpoint. and left click. Enter an option to be inscribe in circle. Left click on this endpoint. Let's trim out the guidelines and grab the trim command in the modify panel. Select the lines to be trimmed out. Press escape. Let's convert all the objects into a polyline. Create a window selection. Head over to the modify panel. Under modify panel, select join. Let's do a 3D orbit by holding shift key and wheel button. Let's press pull this sketch. Grab the press pull command in the modeling panel. Select on the bounded area. Let's key in 20 and press enter. As you notice, this part is lying down in the top plane. We will be doing a 3D rotation to this part so we can define its angle of rotation to be in 110 degrees. Let's grab the 3D rotate command in the modify panel and select 3D rotate. Select on the object that you want to rotate and press enter. Left click on the red circle because we will be defining its rotation in 110 degrees. So let's key in 110 and press enter. Let's first erase the sketch and do a 3D rotate once again. Left click on the sketch. Head over to the modify panel and select erase. Right click and head over to recent input and select 3D rotate. Select on the object. Press enter. Select now on the orange circle. Press F8 to enable ortho mode and hover your crosshair in the 180 rotation angle. Left click. We will connect these two parts. Press F8 to disable the ortho mode. Head over to modify panel and select the move command. Left click on the object that we will move and press enter. Select a base point to be this endpoint and specify the second point to be this endpoint. Let's change the view style in shades of gray. To finish the challenge, let's combine these two parts into a single solid. Head over to solid editing. Select the union command and select on the two objects. Press enter.
Okay, so let's move on to the next challenge. We are going to create the third challenge, which is the V block. All the units and dimensions are in millimeters, so change the units in millimeters and the precision to be in 2 decimal places. In the first part of this challenge, we are going to press pull the base circle. To start, let's head over to the view cube and select a view in top view. Scroll down to zoom out and hold your wheel to pan over here. Let's begin by grabbing the circle command in the draw panel and left click here. Let's define the circle by its diameter. Press D for diameter and press enter. Let's key in 200 and press enter. Double click on the wheel button to zoom extents. Grab again the circle in the draw panel and let's create a small circle. We will place the circle in this area, so left click here. Let's define the circle by its diameter, so press D and press enter. Let's key in 20 and press enter. We will create a circular pattern for this circle. To be able to do that here in AutoCAD, grab the array command in the modify panel. Select this 4-box icon and under this rectangular array, let's select polar array. Let's select the small circle. Press enter. And let's specify the center point to be the center point of the big circle. Hover your crosshair here so the center point of the circle will pop out. Left click on the center. Head over to the ribbon and let's change the items to be in 4. Press enter and press escape. Let's press pull this sketch. Grab the press pull command in the modeling panel and select the objects. Left click and let's key in 20. Press enter.
To finish creating the base circle, let's create a fillet to this object. Grab the fillet command in the modify panel, select fillet and left click to the object.
Enter the fillet radius to be in 5 and press enter.
Select this edge and press enter. Hover your crosshair here in the view cube and left click here on the top. So we are going to sketch out the view block here in the top plane. Let's begin by grabbing line in the draw panel and left click here. Pressing F8 to enable ortho mode so the line will create a perfect horizontal or vertical line. Let's key in 7.5 and press enter. We will extend this line. Hover your crosshair here and let's key in 80. Press enter. Hover your crosshair here and key in again 80. Press enter. Hover your crosshair here and key in 80. Press enter. Hover your crosshair here and key in 7.5. Press enter. Press escape. To grab again the recent command that you used in AutoCAD, just right click and select the repeat line. Head over to this midpoint and left click. Let's key in 15 and press enter. Hover your crosshair here and key in 7.5 and press enter. Hover your crosshair here and key in 15. Press enter and press escape. Repeat line again. Right click and select repeat line. Left click to this endpoint and key in 10. Press enter. Press escape. Repeat line again. Left click to this endpoint and key in 10. Press enter and press escape. We will finish up the sketch of the B block by connecting the sketch using line. Repeat line again and connect the lines. Let's trim out the lines that are not included to the sketch of the B block. Grab the trim command in the modify panel and select the line to trim. Press escape. Let's create a window selection to easily select all the objects. And let's convert these lines to a single polyline. Head over to modify panel and under that, select join. Let's do a 3D orbit by holding shift key and wheel button. Let's press pull the sketch. Head over to modeling panel and grab the press pull command. Select the sketch. Let's key in 90 and press enter. Press escape. We will rotate this part and move it in the center point of our base circle. Head over to modify panel and select 3D rotate. Left click on the part and press enter. Select the red circle to rotate the part in vertical axis. Hover your crosshair here to see that the part is in 90 degrees. And left click. Press escape. Let's delete the sketch we created earlier. Select the sketch and head over to modify panel and grab the erase command. We will put a center point to this part so we can move this part by using its center point and connect it to the center point of the base circle. Grab line in the draw panel and left click to this midpoint. Connect this line to this midpoint and press escape. Do a 3D orbit by holding shift key and wheel button. We can now move the part. Head over to modify panel, select move and left click to this part and press enter. Specify the base point to be the midpoint of the line we created earlier. Pressing F8 to disable ortho mode and hover your crosshair so the center of the base circle will pop out. Left click and let's erase the line. Let's complete the challenge by converting these two 3D objects into a single one. Grab the union command in solid editing panel, select the two objects and press enter.
Okay guys, so let's move to the next challenge. I'll be sharing you the ISO drawing so you can better see the dimensions and you can visualize in 3D the part. So let's move on to the next one.
You will learn how to use AutoCAD hotkeys to easily activate all the commands by using the command line. Let's head over to the view cube and select our preferred view to be in top view. Zooming out and pan over here, we are going to change the units in inches. Press units and press enter. Select the precision to be in 2 decimal places and change the units in inches. Click OK. We will sketch out the tool block. Press F8 to enable ortho mode so the lines we will create is in perfect horizontal and vertical. Press L for line and press enter. Left click here and key in 3.5, press enter. Hover your crosshair here and key in 6.5, press enter. Hover your crosshair here and key in 1.5 and press enter. Press escape. For hotkeys to repeat the recent command that we used in AutoCAD, press the space bar. Left click here on this endpoint and hover your crosshair here and let's key in 2. Press enter. Hover your crosshair here downwards and let's key in 0.5. Press enter. Let's connect this line to this endpoint and left click. Press escape. Hold your shift key and wheel button to 3D orbit and let's make this sketch into a 3D solid. Let's create a window selection to this sketch so we can easily select all the objects and press join to convert it into a single polyline. Typing in join and press enter. Type in press and select press pull to extrude the selected objects. Left click here to select the objects and let's key in 4.3. Press enter. Zoom out to inspect. Let's rotate this part in 90 degrees. To do that, press 3D and select 3D rotate. We will rotate it in vertical axis, so left click on the red circle and let's specify the rotation angle to be in 90 degrees and press enter. We are going to create a triangle part and subtract a 3D solid. Press L for line and left click here to this endpoint and let's key in 2.15. Press enter and left click here. Press escape. Press spacebar to activate line again and left click here to this endpoint. Hover your crosshair here and key in 1.5. Press enter. Hover your crosshair here to connect this line to this endpoint. Left click here, also here, and going back to this endpoint. Let's trim out the lines. Press TR for shortcut command to trim and press enter. Select the lines in this triangle part and we will convert it into a polyline. To do that, press join and press enter. Let's extrude this triangle. Press EXT for extrude and press enter. Left click on this object and press enter. Hover your crosshair here and left click. Let's do a 3D orbit. We will now do a subtract command to remove this extruded object. Press subtract and press enter. Let's first select the objects that are not included in subtract command. Left click, press enter. Next is select the object that you want to remove. Left click on the triangle and press enter. Let's inspect the part by holding your shift key and wheel button to 3D orbit. To complete this part, we will create the last part, which is the extruded circle. Head over to the view cube and left click on the top view. Pan over here, press C for circle and press enter. Left click here and let's define its diameter by pressing D and press enter. Let's key in 1, press enter. Let's create a line in the center point of the circle so we can create a parallel line. Press L for line and left click here to this center point. Hover your crosshair here and left click. Press space to activate line again. Left click here and hover your crosshair here and left click. Press escape. Select these two lines and press join. Press enter. Let's create an offset to create a parallel line. Type in off and select offset. Let's specify the offset distance to be in 0.15 and press enter. Select the line and left click here. Select again this line and left click here. Let's trim out the lines. Press TR for trim and press enter. Trim out the lines which are not included to our sketch. Let's 3D orbit. We will now press pull the sketch. Type in press and select press pull and select this object. Let's key in 0.3 and press enter. Also this object, let's key in 0.3 and press enter. Let's press pull this mid part. Select the object and let's key in 0.1 and press enter. Let's combine this object and convert it into one 3D solid. Press Uni for Union command and press enter. Select all the objects and press enter. We are going to move this circle to this part. Before that, let's create a midpoint line in the bottom of this circle. Press L for line and create a midpoint line. We will use the midpoint of the line in this circle and connect it to the midpoint of the line we will create in the first part. Press L for line and press enter. Left click to this midpoint and connect it here to this midpoint. Press escape. Let's do a 3D orbit. Press M for shortcut command to move and press enter. Select the object that we will move. Press enter. Left click here to this midpoint and let's connect this part to the first part by placing its second point to be the midpoint of the line in this first part. Let's erase the lines. Pressing Uni for union and press enter. Select the two objects and press enter. Let's change the view style into shades of gray.
Okay, I can see we have a question here from Zener. His question is, what's the purpose of changing the insertion units to inches? Okay, Mr. Zener, we changed the units because we control the precision and display formats for the coordinates, distances, and angles. So that's why we changed the insertion units to inches. Okay, so let's move on to the next challenge. I'll be sharing you this drawing file.
Let's first change the units in millimeters. Type in units and press enter. Select the precision in 2 decimal places and the units to be in millimeters. Click OK. Let's head over to the view cube and select top view. Zooming out and pan over here. Type in C for circle and press enter. Left click here and let's define this circle by its diameter by typing in D and press enter. Let's key in 300 and press enter. Let's create an offset for this circle by typing in off and select offset. Specify the offset distance to be in 10 and press enter. Select the circle and hover your cursor here going inside and left click. Press escape. We will now press pull this sketch. So let's do a 3D orbit by holding your shift key and wheel button. Type in press and select press pull. Select the two circles. Left click and let's key in 60. Press enter and press escape. Head over again to the view cube and select top view. Create a circle again by typing in C and press enter. Hover your cursor here so the center point will pop out. Left click on the center point and let's key in again 90. Press enter. Let's create an offset for this small circle. Typing in off and select offset. Press enter. Select the circle.
and hover your cursor here going outside and left click. Press escape. 3D orbit again. And press pull this circle. Select the circles. And let's key in 60. Press enter. Press escape. Head over to the view cube again and select top view. Create a circle again by typing in C and press enter. Over your crosshair here so the center point will pop out. And left click on the center. Type in D for diameter. And let's key in for its diameter to be 195. And press enter. This circle will be a guideline for placing our cover. So let's create a vertical line here that will serve as a guideline. Pressing L for line and press enter. Hover your crosshair here to pop out the center point. And left click on the center point and press F8 to enable ortho mode. Just hover your crosshair here and left click. Press escape. Pan over here. Let's create a circle. Typing in C for circle and press enter. Left click here and let's define this circle in radius and key in 15. Press enter. Let's zoom in. Pan over here. Pressing L for line. Over your crosshair here so the center point will pop out and select the center. Let's key in 35 and press enter. Press escape. Type in C for circle. Click this endpoint. And let's key in 10. Press enter. We will now create a tangent line to these two circles. Pressing L for line and press enter. Hold your shift key and right click. Select the tangent and left click to this circle. Connect this line to this small circle and hover your crosshair here so the snap line will appear and select the intersection point. Press escape. Press L for line again. Shift right click. Select tangent. Select the circle and hover your crosshair here to enable the snap line and left click. Press escape. So let's trim out the lines by pressing TR for trim and press enter. Trim this line and this line. Press escape. So let's stretch this line. Select this line. Left click on this endpoint and connect this endpoint to this midpoint. Also this endpoint and connect this line to this midpoint. Press escape. Let's create a window selection. Type join to convert these objects in polyline. We're gonna move this part in these circles and guideline. By typing in M for move, select the object and press enter. Select this midpoint. Press F8 to disable ortho mode. And left click to this intersection point. Let's erase this line. Select the line, press E and press enter. Also this line. And this circle. We will now create an array type for this object. Type in array and press enter. Select the object and press enter. Enter array type to be in polar. Left click here on the center point. And let's change the items in 12. Press enter and press escape. Let's do a 3D orbit. And we're gonna press pull these objects by typing in press and select press pull. Select the objects and let's key in 10. Press enter. Press escape. Let's change the view style into shades of gray. For the last part, we're gonna combine all these objects by typing in uni and select union. Select all the objects and press enter. Okay guys, so this is our finished product of the challenge number 5. We'll be moving on to the next challenge. Let's head over to the view cube and select top, zoom out, and pan over here. Press L for line and press enter. Press F8 to enable ortho mode. Left click here and key in 50. Hover your crosshair here and key in 75. Hover your crosshair here and key in 10. Press enter and press escape. Press spacebar to repeat line again. Press F8 to disable ortho mode. And let's key in 125. And press tab to define the angle and key in 17.5. Press enter. Press F8 to enable ortho mode again. Hover your crosshair here and key in 20. Hover here and key in 20 again. Press escape. Press off and select offset. Specify the offset distance in 15 and press enter. Select this line and left click here. Press escape. Press L for line. Left click here and key in 75. Press enter. Hover your crosshair here and left click. Press escape. Press spacebar and left click to this endpoint. And left click here. Press escape. Let's trim out the excess lines. Press TR and press enter. Select the lines to trim. Press escape. Create a window selection to this sketch. Type in join and press enter. Press MI for mirror. Select this sketch and press enter. Specify the first point of mirror line to be this endpoint and left click here. Enter erase source object in no so that the sketch we create will not be deleted. Select no. We will now create a revolve feature to this sketch. Press Rev for revolve. Select the two objects and press enter. Specify the axis of start point to be this endpoint and specify the axis endpoint to be this endpoint. Let's key in 360 and press enter. Let's change the view into shades of gray. Let's combine the two objects. Press Uni for union command and press enter. Select the two objects and press enter. We will now rotate this part in 90 degrees. Press 3D and select 3D rotate. Select the object and press enter. We will now rotate it in vertical axis, so select the red circle. Let's key in 90 and press enter. Press escape. Let's create the last features in this challenge. Head over to the view cube and select top. Type in pol for polygon. Enter the number of sides in 6 and press enter. Left click here and select the option to be circumscribe about circle. Let's key in 30 and press enter. Let's do a 3D orbit. We will now press pull the sketch. Type in press for press pull and press enter. Select the polygon. Let's key in 30 and press enter. Press escape. Let's create a midpoint line to this polygon and place it on the bottom. Press L for line. Left click here on the midpoint and connect this line to this midpoint. Press escape. Let's 3D orbit. We will now move the part. Press M for move and press enter. Select the polygon and press enter. Select the midpoint line. Hover your crosshair here in this area and wait for the center text to appear. Left click and erase the sketch. Head over to the view cube and select again top. Press L for line and key in 5. Press enter. Scroll up your wheel button to zoom in. Hover your crosshair here and key in 5. Press enter and press escape. Press C for circle and left click to this endpoint. And connect this to this endpoint. Let's trim out the 3/4 of this circle by pressing TR for trim command. And left click to this circle.
Let's create a window selection to this sketch and press Join. Press Enter. Press Rev for Revolve. Select the object and press Enter. Specify the axis start point in this endpoint and connect it to this endpoint. So let's key in 360 and press Enter. We will now rotate again this part by typing in 3D and select 3D Rotate. Select again the red circle and press Enter. Enter an angle to be 90 and press Enter. Let's create a line to this surface. Press L for line. Create a line here. Move this line by its midpoint. Select the midpoint of the line and move it over here. Scroll down to zoom out. Press M for move and select this semicircle. Specify the base point to be the center point of this part. Left click and specify the second point to be this midpoint. We will now grab the array command to create copies of object in pattern. Type in array and press Enter. Select the semicircle and press Enter. Enter array type in polar. Select the center point of this part. Left click. Let's head over to the ribbon and change the items. Key in 12 and press Enter. Press Escape. Zoom out. Let's erase the line.
Okay, so we have here a question again from Mr. Zenner. Instead of creating lines, maybe we can use mid between 2 points. Yes, Mr. Zenner, that would be way more easier for that. You can enlighten all the viewers to share easy ways to create a design. Thank you, Mr. Zenner, for that question. Let's move on to the next one. This part is what we call the fluid spout. So let's begin on the course.
Let's begin the challenge by selecting a view in isometric. Press Rec for rectangle and define its length and width to be 200. Key in 200 and press Tab and key in again 200 and press Enter. Double click on the wheel button to zoom extents. Press F8 to enable ortho mode. Press L for line. Left click here in this midpoint and connect this line to this midpoint. Press Escape. Press spacebar to repeat line. Left click here on this midpoint. Over your crosshair here and let's key in 300. Press Enter. Let's move this UCS icon here and place it here. This time we will going to rotate the UCS icon so we can sketch on different plane. We will use the Z-axis as our top plane to sketch the circles in different sketch plane. We will rotate the Z-axis in this direction. Left click on the Z-axis and place it here. Notice that the Z-axis is pointing in this direction. That means that this direction will be our top plane. Press C for circle and left click here. Let's key in 300 and press Enter. Press spacebar to repeat circle. Left click here and key in 200. Press Enter. These circles will be a guideline so we can create a sketch for our lofted feature. Press L for line. Left click here and hover your crosshair here and left click. Press Escape. We will now rotate our UCS icon. Left click and select the direction to be in this direction. Press C for circle again. Hover your crosshair here in this intersection point and left click. Let's define this circle by its diameter. Press D and press Enter. Let's key in 150 and press Enter. Let's create an offset to this circle. Press off and select offset. Specify the distance to be in 20. Press Enter. Select this circle and left click here. Also, Let's select the rectangle and left click here. Press escape. Let's delete the guide circles. Select the circles and press E for erase. Let's change again the UCS icon in this direction. We will now create an arc that will be the guided path for the loft command. Head over to the draw panel in the ribbon. Under arc, select start and radius. Select the start point as this intersection point and connect it to this midpoint. Let's key in 200 and press enter. Select again the arc. Left click on this center point and select the end point to be this midpoint. Let's key in 300 and press enter. Press loft and press enter. Select this circle and this rectangle. Press enter. Select the path as the option. And select this arc as the path profile. Let's change the view into shades of gray. Let's bring back the UCS icon in World Coordinate System. For the final features in this challenge, we will create a hollow in this part. Head over to Solid tab and in the Solid Editing panel, select the shell. Select the part and left click on the faces that we will remove. Press enter. Enter the shell offset to be in 20 and press enter. Press escape. Press F and select fillet edge. Select on the edges. Press enter. Select the radius and key in 20. Press enter twice. Let's erase the sketch.
Okay guys, we're done on the 7th challenge. Again, if you have questions, kindly comment it on the comment section. From Mr. Shadab Mujahid Mula. Sir, can we get sketch? Yes, sir. We'll be sharing the link for the course training in digital creatives. From there, you can access all the ISO drawings. So please wait, sir. Let's move on to the next one. This part model is C-clamp. So let's begin on learning. And yes.
This task is in inches, so let's change the units in inches. Let's begin by sketching out the C-clamp for our sweep feature. Head over to the view cube and select top. Pan over here. Press F8 for ortho mode. Press L for line. Let's key in 3.25 and press enter. Hover your crosshair here and let's key in 1.63. Press enter. Press escape. Press space to repeat line and left click to this endpoint. Let's key in again 1.63. Press enter and press escape. Let's create a window selection and type in join. Press enter. Press F and press enter
For fillet command.
and press R to define its radius. Press enter. Let's key in 0.63 and press enter. Select the two lines. Press space to repeat fillet. Select also these two lines. Let's create the sketch for our sweep command. Press L for line. Let's key in 0.75. Press enter and press escape. Press off and select offset. Let's key in 0.13 and press enter. Select the line and left click here. Press escape. Press L for line and left click to this midpoint. Let's key in 0.88 and press enter. Press escape. Create an offset again. Type in off and select offset. Let's key in 0.065 and press enter. Select the line and left click here. Select again the line and left click here. Press escape. Press L for line and let's finish the sketch. Left click here and left click here. Press space to repeat line. Let's stretch out this line. Select the line, left click to this endpoint, and connect it here. Do the same on the other line. Erase the midpoint line and this line. Press E and press enter. Press L for line again and finish out the sketch. Let's create a window selection to this sketch. Press join and press enter. Let's do a 3D orbit. We will now rotate the sketch in vertical for sweep command. Press 3D and select 3D rotate. Select the sketch and select the red circle. Let's key in 90 and press enter. Press space for 3D rotate again. Select the object and select the blue circle to rotate it in horizontal axis. Let's key in 90 and press enter. Press M for move command and select this sketch. Press enter. Select the midpoint and move it to this endpoint. We will now do the sweep command. Press sweep and press enter. Select this sketch as the object to sweep. Press enter. And select this sketch as the path. Let's change the view into shades of gray. Let's finish the part by pressing 3D and select 3D rotate. Select the part and press enter. Select the green line. Hover your crosshair here and left click. Let's head over to View Cube and select top. We will create the sketch for our revolve feature and make a copy of it. Press L for line. Left click here and let's key in 0.625 and press enter. Over your crosshair here and key in 0.13. Press enter and press escape. Press space to repeat line. Left click here and let's key in 0.88. Press enter. Over your crosshair here and key in 0.375 and press enter. Over your crosshair here so the snap line will appear. And left click to this X mark symbol. Connect this line to this endpoint and press escape. Let's create a window selection. Type in join and press enter. We will now revolve the sketch. Press rev and press enter. Select the sketch to be revolved. Press enter. Define the start point to be this endpoint and connect the second point to be this endpoint. Let's key in 360 and press enter. Let's 3D orbit. We will rotate the part in 90 degrees. Press 3D and select 3D rotate. Select the red circle and hover your crosshair here in 90 degrees angle and left click. Press escape. We will now make a copy of this part. Type in CO for copy command and press enter. Select the part. Left click and drag over here. Press escape. Let's rotate this part. Press 3D and select 3D rotate. Select on the object to rotate. Press enter. Select the green circle and hover your crosshair here and left click. Press escape. Let's move the part and combine it in a single 3D solid. Press M and press enter. Select this part. Press enter. Select the center point and place it here to this midpoint. Press space to repeat move command. Select on the object. Press enter. Select again the center point and place it to this midpoint. For the final command, let's type in uni and press enter for union command. Select all the parts and press enter.
Okay guys, so this is the final model. For our next challenge, we'll be doing the pipe wheel. So I think this is the last challenge. So I highly suggest to all the viewers to register on the Digital Creatives for the certificate of completion.
Let's begin by sketching out the path for our pipe wheel. Let's head over to the view cube and select top. Press F8 for ortho. Press L for line. Left click here and let's key in 30. Press space to repeat line and hover your crosshair here and move it here. Let's key in for the extension line to be 12.5. Press enter. Hover your crosshair here and let's key in 80. Press enter and press escape. Press space to repeat line. Hover your crosshair here for the extension line to pop out. Let's key in 20 and press enter. Press F8 to disable ortho. Let's key in 30 and press tab. Let's define the angle to be 45 degrees and press enter. And connect this line to this midpoint. Let's create a fillet to this sketch. Press F and press enter. Press R for radius. And let's key in 10. Press enter. Select the two lines. Press space to repeat fillet. Press F8 to enable again the ortho. You will now rotate this UCS icon in this direction. Press C for circle and press enter. Left click here and press D for diameter. And let's key in 15. Hit enter. We are done sketching out the path for our pipe wheel. We will now sweep this sketch and create copies of it in circular pattern. Press sweep and press enter. Select the circle. Hit enter and select this line as the path. Let's bring back the UCS icon in world coordinates. We will now rotate this part in 90 degrees. Type in 3D and select 3D rotate. Select the object and press enter. Select the red circle and key in 90 degrees. Press enter. Let's change the view into shades of gray. Head over to the view cube and select top. Press C for circle and type in D to define it in diameter. Let's key in 30 and press enter. Press L for line and select the center point. Let's key in 30 and press enter. Type in press and select press pull. Select the circle and key in 30. Press enter. Press escape. Let's connect this part to our sweep feature. Press M for move and press enter. Select the part and press enter. Select the midpoint and connect it to this center point. Erase out the sketch. Let's create an array for this part. Type in array and press enter. Select the object. Enter an array type in polar. Select the center point of this circle. And let's change the items. Head over to the ribbon. Modify the items to be in 3 and press enter. Press escape. Press L for line. Select the center point of this circle. Let's key in 12.5 and press enter. Press escape. Press C for circle. Left click here to this endpoint. And let's define the circle in diameter. Press D and press enter. Let's key in 160. Hit enter. Let's change the UCS icon in this direction to create for the sweep feature. Press C for circle and left click to this center point. Press D for diameter and let's key in 15. Type in sweep and press enter. Select the circle and press enter. Select the path and press enter. Let's combine the parts into a single 3D solid. Type in explode and press enter. Select the circular pattern parts. Press enter. Type in uni and press enter. Select all the object and press enter.
Bring back the coordinate system in World.
Okay, let me clear this one. Oh, from the last challenge. Um, this pipe will increase in case you are having trouble when combining objects with an array type. Basically, it will not work in AutoCAD. I don't know why. But if you encounter the trouble, you can type in explode to explode the array object and union all the objects to make it a single 3D. So yeah, thank you. I think we
Okay.
have a question here from J Rods Ninja. Sir, how do you make a hole in a 3D object again? So, Sir Rods, when you make a hole in the AutoCAD, usually you will first extrude the object and then you create a circle. Then when you create a circle, you can press pull it downward and it will create a hole for that part. So be careful on way be careful on the making a hole because it will make a true hole. So better that you specify a dimension for that if required. So thank you everyone. Thank you for that question, Sir Rods.
Okay, so thank you, Charles, and